Hey, it's Taylor, and in this video, we're going to be going over how I copyright and publish my books for Amazon KDP. Let's get into it. If you're new to the channel, I'm Taylor, the Ecom RN. I started selling on Amazon as well as self-publishing books on Amazon KDP in 2023. I went on to have enough success to leave nursing and shift work behind, and I want to show you how to do the same. All right, so just to make sure we're all still on the same page, pun intended, this is the book that we are talking about, Nursing Mnemonics Coloring Book, one of the first books that I published on Amazon. And we are picking up where we left off last time with our little step-by-step list on how to publish on Amazon KDP. All right, so in the last video, we went over how to start making your manuscript and how to start finalizing that manuscript. And we left off with the copywriting portion. So we're going to pick up there on this step number 4, how to get your copyright. So when you are working with your freelancer, finalizing the manuscript, you should have had them send you one PDF file of the manuscript. You're going to download that file, and we're going to head over to the US Copyright website, and we're going to submit it for copyright. To find that US Copyright Office website, you can just Google search copyright. It's this first link. You're going to go to registration and the registration portal. Then you're going to log into the Electronic Copyright Office registration system. You will have to create a login. I've already done so I'm just going to log in. Okay, and once you've logged in, you're going to go to this link here, Standard Application, and you'll click Start Registration. For this, the type of work, you're going to put in a literary work, and you'll just check the box and continue. Next, you're going to go through and add the title of the book. It's the title of the work being registered, and then you enter the title. Now you can see that that title is uploaded. You're going to go Continue. Then you're going to select no, this work has not yet been published. You'll put in the year of completion, and you don't have to put anything here for the pre-registration number. Leave it blank. Continue through, and you're going to have to add the names of the authors. So you'll click new, or you can click add me if you are the author. So clicking add me will just add all of your information from your profile. So you can just do that. Now, I just want to make a quick note. I only ever fill in the required information. I don't put anything else in that's extra just because I don't want it to trip me up. So I only enter in what's required and nothing more. You can see here, you are going to be probably an individual author, so you don't need to put in an organization name because this is an either an individual author or an organization, not both. So just put in you as an individual author, put in your country of citizenship and where you live, and then you'll click save. Now for this, you're going to say that the author created the text. You'll click save. And now you can see the author has been uploaded, so you can go to continue. And now this is going to be who the copyright claimant is. And again, this is you. So you just click add me. Now you're going to have a slightly more information, including your address. So whatever address you want to put in, go ahead and put that in. Again, this is an either or. So either you're an individual claimant or you're an organization. Don't put in both. Just fill in what's required. Click save. Then you'll see that that has also been uploaded down here, and you can click continue. So this is a specialized screen here, the limitation of the claim. This does not apply to us because you're not going to exclude any of the material in your book. It's all going to be claimed under the copyright. So just click continue. For rights and permissions, again, this is a little bit more advanced. You're probably not going to need to put anything in here. This is contact information for anyone else who is going to be managing your copyright or who you're giving permission to use the work. You're probably not giving it to anybody else, so just click continue. Okay, correspondent. This is the person the Copyright Office will contact if it has questions. That's going to be you. So just click add me. It'll auto-populate your information. Click continue. The mail certificate, again, where they're going to mail the copyright certificate when it's finalized. Again, that's going to be you. Click add me and then click continue. Special handling is not going to apply, so you don't need to do this. Just click continue. For the certification, you're going to check this box and then you're going to type your name and that's it. Then you're going to click continue. Okay, now this is all done. This is all dandy. You don't need to do anything else. You're going to add this to cart and then you're going to go to checkout and you're going to pay to have this copyright started. Okay. Now, unfortunately, this is where the tutorial ends for me because I'm not going to pay the $65 to copyright this fake book that I just did for you guys. So just know that after you pay, there's still one more step, and it's submitting your work. And that is where you're going to take the PDF of your book and you're going to upload it. So make sure you do that step. The copyright office will send you an email notification reminding you to do so. So after you pay, go ahead and continue on to submit your work. It's very straightforward. You're just going to upload the PDF of the book, the one that you got from the freelancer when you finalized your manuscript. Okay, so that is the copyright portion. That leads us to actually starting the publishing process. But you'll see here, this is where it all gets a little bit more convoluted, just in the sense that some of these steps kind of happen at the same time. Once you're getting close to publishing, you're going to get the copyright. Then you're going to begin the publishing process on Amazon KDP because you want the copyright in order to start publishing. And then you want the ISBN from Amazon to go back and add to the final manuscript. Don't worry, adding these little details doesn't invalidate the copyright or anything like that. And in every case that I've done this, the freelancer is happy to make this minor adjustment for me without any extra charge. Just tell them what the ISBN number is and tell them that you want the copyright applied to whoever it is that's copywriting the book, and they can add those details to your cover page. I'll show you what I mean. So here's the cover page, and you can see here that I had the ISBN number added and the copyright added to that title page. That's what I'm talking about. Once you get these two things complete, you'll just send them back to the freelancer who helped you with your manuscript. They will add them to your manuscript, and that will be the one that you upload to Amazon. Okay, now quickly, how do I get this number, the ISBN number? To do that, you're going to create an account with Kindle Direct Publishing, and you are going to have a page like this where it'll say create new title or series. You're going to click create. Okay, so this is for the book that is already published. So this is all filled out, but this is the first portion of the publishing process, the paperback details. You should have selected when you were creating this new book what format you wanted. In this case, this book is a paperback. So we're going through the paperback details required. The language is English. This is where you put in your book title and your subtitle. Just note that you cannot change these after the book is published. Technically you can, you need to go back and forth with seller support at length to get these changed. And it's kind of only in extenuating circumstances that they will offer to do this for you. So I recommend just making sure that you've spelled everything correctly, that it is the title and the subtitle that you want, because it's very, very difficult to change this after the fact. If this is your first book and it's not part of a series, you can skip this. This is just a way that you can kind of group books together if you do plan on publishing multiple books in a series. But again, don't worry, you can go back and add books to a series after the fact. So I would just leave this blank. Edition number, this is the first edition, so I would just leave that blank as well. For your author, this is where you're going to put in your author first and last name. For contributors, I don't put anything here because nobody else is helping me write this book, so I just leave it blank. Nobody else is an author or a contributor to this work as far as Amazon is concerned. It's just you. Next, you have your description. So this is where you're going to put, a little bit of ad copy, a little bit of explanation about what your book is. I like the bullet point format. And on the bullet points, you really want to be spending most of your time highlighting the benefits of buying your book, not necessarily just going through the features. Although having a couple features is nice just to let people know, hey, it's 8.5 by 11. Hey, they're single-sided pages, whatever features you have going for it, you can include them, but make it more focused on the benefits that the reader will achieve or gain when they read your book. Okay, so this is why we copyrighted in the previous step, because the publishing rights, you're going to click this, I own the copyright and hold the necessary publishing rights. So go ahead and click that. And depending on the book, it may or may not, I guess, have sexually explicit images or a title. In most cases, this is a no, so just click no. And then I just leave these blank because they're optional. This is the reading age. So if you're writing a book for kids and you wanted to specify, hey, this is for the age range, 5 to 7 years old, you could do that. Otherwise, just leave it blank. Primary marketplace is going to probably default to Amazon.com. That's Amazon US. I would leave that as is. Now for categories, this is how Amazon is going to kind of group your book. You can see here, you can choose 3 different categories that you feel are the best fit for your book. So go ahead and do that. You'll click add categories and you'll just go through the list and click whatever you think is pertinent. As you can see here, one of mine was in medical books, then nursing, then test prep and professional, then education and teaching study workbooks. That's just an example, but you want to add those 3 categories to help people find your book. It's probably not going to be a low content book if you're trying to make any sort of educational material. Just know that if it is a low content book, you have to disclose that here. So you would click low content. If there's large print, like if this is a book for seniors, or one of the features is that it's a large print book, you can click this as well. Then your keywords here, you're just going to have the option to put in 7 keywords up to 50 characters into these boxes. This is again to help rank you in the search algorithm for your book. So whatever keywords are pertinent to your book, you can put those in here. And then you'll have the publication date. You can click to have it just publish as soon as you're done, or you can set it to a particular date. Same thing with the release date. These have already been done by me. Then you're going to click save and continue. Notice that so far you haven't had to upload anything. So don't worry, even though we haven't fully finalized the manuscript or even started work on the cover, you don't need those to get this number here, the ISBN number. So this is the second portion of the publishing process, paperback content in this case. So you can choose to get a free KDP ISBN. I do this every time. Here's the ISBN, and then you'll just copy paste that and send it to the freelancer to have them add it to your cover page or your title page of your book. Now, there are some restrictions if you do decide to go this route. Essentially, my understanding is that once you get a KDP ISBN, you can't have any other publishing house publish your book. Amazon kind of reserves the right to be publishing your book on their platform. This isn't something that it bothers me at all, because I don't plan to actually publish, 10,000 copies of this book with a publishing company. So that's not an issue. If it is an issue, you can get your own ISBN, and there's a way to do that here if you click compare ISBN options. But again, I just recommend this. It's the fastest and easiest way to do it. And the downside for me is pretty much non-existent, because I don't plan on actually publishing this book via the traditional publishing route. Okay, so that's it for this portion. You don't have to go through and add any of this stuff, but this is the page where you would add your manuscript here. You would upload your manuscript, and you would upload your cover. Okay, we'll have to come back to those after we've got the manuscript and the cover, but this is where you would do it. Okay, so you've got your ISBN, you got your copyright, you've sent both of those things to the freelancer to have them update your title page or your cover page. And now you have that updated final manuscript. And at this point, you're also going to want them to format it for KDP. So I always just make sure I find a freelancer who already specializes in this. You're going to let them know the trim size if you haven't already. That's how big the book is, 8.5 by 11 in this case. And Amazon has different parameters for how, what the margins are for each of these sizes of book. And so you'll just tell your freelancer, hey, this is the trim size. I want it formatted for KDP. And you should have already checked that they know what they're doing. That usually these freelancers will market themselves as knowing how to do Amazon KDP. And so you just send it to them and they will format it correctly. Now, in my experience, I've done this a couple different ways. I've worked with people who were more into graphic design because I was doing coloring books, and they didn't necessarily understand how to format correctly for KDP. So in the past, I've done it with 2 different freelancers. In other words, I get the final manuscript from the first freelancer, and then I have it formatted by a second freelancer. If you can find a freelancer that can do both, that's fine. Then you can keep it all with the same person. Either way, and regardless of which way you want to go, you want to make sure that you get a final KDP version of your manuscript so that there's no issue when you upload it here to Amazon. Now you have some options here with uploading. You can choose different types of paper. I always just choose black and white with white paper. There's fancier versions and there's color versions as well, but for my purposes, I always use black and white interior with white paper. And then I always select bleed, which is, again, here it says PDF only. So if you have a PDF document, which I suggest you do, then you'll select this option here, bleed. This again is because I do a lot of coloring type books. And so the way that this is going to format is that the designs, the coloring designs, are going to extend all the way to the edge of the page. So they're going to bleed over what's called the bleed line. So that means that they're liable to get cut off, but we don't mind if they get cut off because we want them extended all the way to the edge of the page anyways. If it's just a text book, like it's just a book with text, you would click no bleed. I've done this as well with like math workbooks for nursing students. And so if it's just text in your manuscript, you're going to select no bleed. Then you'll have the option to choose how you want your cover to look. You can either choose glossy or matte. I typically choose glossy, but matte is cool too. It just depends on your cover design and what you want it to look like. Okay, this is where you would upload your manuscript. Again, this you should have had formatted to the KDP format and updated with the ISBN and the copyright information. So then you just go ahead and upload that here. And then this is where you can upload the book cover. So let's quickly go over how I do my book covers. So I also outsource my book cover designs. This is again another person on Upwork. I just tell them what the title of the book is going to be, and I tell them a little bit about the book. And specifically, they like to know how many pages are in the book. So this is why I like to do this after getting the manuscript done, is because the number of pages in the book will determine how large the spine is on the cover file. So in other words, if you are way off with how many pages are in your manuscript, your cover might not be sized correctly. So I like to have the final page count before I do the cover. So I let them know the pages, I let them know the exact title of the book, and then I usually give them a bunch of, kind of inspiration, things I'm thinking of about what could be done for the cover design, and then they take it from there. You can see in this case, it was $70. So you can see he came back with this initial design, and we basically just went through this and modified it slightly until he came up with this one, which is pretty close to the final copy. So we just iterated on this a couple more times, and that's how we came up with the final version of the cover. All right, and once again, when you do finalize it, you're going to go ahead and get it sent to you as a PDF. I'll show you what this looks like. So they usually look like this. So this is the back cover and this is the front cover. Notice here, this is the spine. So this is why it helps to have that page count known beforehand, because it determines how thick this spine is and therefore how big the overall cover design is. And then a couple things I like to do is add something to the back. In this case, it's a coloring book. So I like to add a couple examples of what the interior pages look like on the back. I have my logo. I have a QR code here for reviews. Actually, this QR code might be to a landing page to sign up for the ARC list. I can't remember what I did with this barcode, but in either case, I like to include a QR code here to direct the customer to either hopefully get their email by having them join an email list, or I direct them to leave a review. And then you'll notice there's this blank space here. And that's because Amazon is going to add their own barcode here. So I always let the freelancer know, hey, Amazon is going to be adding their barcode. If they're formatting this for KDP, they know exactly what you're talking about. And that way, Amazon's barcode doesn't interfere with any of your graphic design here, and everything fits and looks nice. So that's why this space is left blank, is because Amazon's barcode will be printed there. Okay, so you have the cover. You're going to upload your cover file here. You're going to select this, upload a cover you already have. And again, this is going to be a PDF. And then this is what I was talking about, the barcode. So leave this unchecked. Do not check this unless you have your own barcode. But in most cases, you will not have your own barcode. So leave it unchecked. Do not check it. Let Amazon add their barcode. That's why you left space on your cover design. You can actually see it. It's probably really small there. But you can see their barcode is right here. Okay, and then you just have a couple more steps. You'll answer this. Is there any AI generated content? Yes or no. My understanding of this right now is that there's nothing really happening on Amazon with AI content in terms of restricting it or not allowing it. So if you did use AI content, you're probably going to want to check yes, because they do have systems in place to determine if something is AI generated or not. However, that said, I'm still a little suspicious of using AI to help me with my books. I mean, I'll use it in the draft process, but I really don't want my book to be considered AI generated content. I'm just suspicious that down the line, if Amazon gets flooded with really poor quality AI books, that they're going to go back through, find all the books that are AI generated and just remove them from their marketplace. So I try to stay clear of this. I try to have either freelancers do the work or I do the work myself. Of course, AI can be used for inspiration and to help you get started, but I wouldn't go so far as to actually publishing full-on AI generated content, just because I just don't feel comfortable with the long-term success of that strategy. However, maybe I'm wrong and maybe you want to use AI content, in which case you go ahead and you can click yes. Okay, you're going to have to launch the previewer when you first upload, and that's just going to give you a chance to double check everything one last time, make sure everything looks good. And then it'll give you a summary. It'll tell you how much it costs Amazon to print the book. So this is going to be, this amount of money is going to be withheld from whatever your price is. We can actually go ahead and see the pricing feature next, because that's the next step. So you'd click save and continue, and you'll see we're here on the paperback rights and pricing. So I always just select this, all territories and worldwide rights. And then again, this is copied forward from, I think it was the first page where we selected what our primary marketplace was. It was Amazon.com. So that's the first one here. And you're just going to go ahead and start entering your price. And as you enter your price, you can see here they have the printing cost factored in, and then the rate, the rate here is the amount of royalties that you make. So it's whatever the list price is, and then 60% of whatever's remaining after the printing cost is factored in. So in this book's case, $5.40. And you can see that that is updated for each of the other marketplaces. So there's Amazon UK, and then there's all of these different European countries as well. And I pay pretty little attention to this, to be honest, because my books are written in English and are meant to be consumed by a US audience in particular. So I'm not super big on fretting too much about the prices. I just kind of adjust. Again, you can just do this really quick here. Base all marketplaces on this price. So whatever price you put in here, you can just click that. It will auto populate all these with whatever the current currency conversion rate is, and have those prices listed out for you. Okay, that's done. Then you're just going to go ahead and you have an option here to click request proof. Okay, so this would send you a proof copy. Now, I've actually never really done this, just because the proof copy, they slap a big old like label on the cover saying that it's a proof. And so it's kind of hard to see what your cover design looks like in real life, because they've printed this big kind of disclaimer on it. So I usually just go ahead and publish and then buy my own copy, or actually it's technically an author copy that you can have requested. And that's different. The author copy is different than the proof, and the author copy will actually be the final version, and you can see what it actually looks like. Now, there is one drawback to this, and that is that if there is a mistake, the book is going to already be live. So this actually happened to me. I had one page that was like a duplicate, or something weird happened on one of the pages, and I got it and I realized, oh no. And you know what? It actually turned out to not be that big of a deal. I just went back, got it fixed, re-uploaded it, and republished it, and it was fine. It was good to go. All you have to do is re-upload the manuscript back on that previous step, and then just publish it again, and it'll be live in about 2 to 3 days. And so, yeah, maybe a couple people get it. But again, when you first publish, you're not expecting to make a ton of sales right off the bat, because you're working on getting your reviews and getting your A+ content, which is what we're going to talk about next. Okay, so that was quickly the copyright process, getting the KDP formatted manuscript, getting the cover, and going through the publishing process on Amazon KDP. Now, A+ content, what is this and how do you get it? So A+ content refers to this content here on your listing. As you scroll down the listing, you have the chance to provide, more imagery to try to advertise your book. So you can see here, I just have a basic logo. I have some really basic banners here with just, a mock-up of the book, and then some of the pages. And then I have 4 of these little mini panels that each just say, just some ad copy down here about the book, why you should get it, what the benefits are of having it. So you can see this is pretty, this is not great A+ content by any means. This is, an iterative process. I recommend just going and getting whatever A+ content you can get as quickly as possible, put it up there. And if you want to go back and update it in the future, you can always do so. So how exactly do you get A+ content? Again, I use a freelancer and I outsource. So I usually do mine on Fiverr. I type in KDP A+ content, and it'll give me some freelancers to choose from here, like this. You can see that they're specifically doing A+ content for KDP books. I like to work with these people who specialize in the book A+ content, just because it's usually a slightly different vibe than than the A+ content you would get if you were selling a physical product. So you just select whoever you want to work with based on their reviews and if their style is what you're looking for, and go ahead and create the A+ content. Again, one thing that helps me is I just send them screenshots of interior pages of the book, and I send them the cover file so that they can create that mock-up of the book, and so that they can highlight whatever pages I decide are worthy of being highlighted from the interior. They can highlight those, and you can get a couple banners made of A+ content. Okay, so now last thing here is getting reviews. So I've spoken about previously an ARC list. This is an advanced reader copy, a list of people who've signed up to an email list so that you can send them the pre-publication copy of your book before it goes live. They get the electronic version for free, and basically the hope is that you can reach back out to these people after you've published and ask them to leave a review. This has worked pretty well for me, and it's great because you can just keep building on that list. Every time you publish a book, you reach back out to the list, you update your lead magnet, and you send them that new book, and they get a chance to read it before everyone else. They feel a little special. They get something free, and then you can turn around and ask them to leave a review. Or just to, respond directly to you with any comments or feedback that they have. It's very valuable to get that kind of feedback. So in either case, I do recommend trying to set up an ARC list. It's a little bit outside the scope of this video because it does involve setting up a landing page with a lead magnet and an email automation system. But maybe I'll make a video on that in the future. For now, we're going to just focus on Pubbie.com. Let me show you what that is. Okay, so Pubbie is a website where you can upload your book and ask people to review it. The way it works is you have to review other people's books, and every time you review someone else's book, you earn points, and then you can use those points to ask other people to review your book in return. So to set up a Pubbie account, you're going to need a couple things. One, obviously, you're going to need to sign up on Pubbie, but you're also going to need to link it to an Amazon account that you have that is able to leave reviews. So just so you know, because some people don't know this, a brand new Amazon account usually can't leave reviews. There are some restrictions that Amazon has in place. I forget the exact numbers, but essentially you need to buy a certain dollar amount of products from Amazon over a certain amount of time before your account is free to leave reviews. So hopefully you already have an Amazon account where you can do that. If you don't, you might want to consider getting an Amazon account set up and making some purchases so that you are able to leave reviews, because that is necessary. The way that Pubbie is going to give you points is you're going to tell them the username from your Amazon account that you used to leave the review for someone else's book. And then Pubbie double checks and they go, oh, yep, you did leave a review. We see it on Amazon, so we'll go ahead and give you the points. So this is great. You can see I used this to get 28 reviews for this book. And the way you do this is you upload your book here. So it's pretty straightforward. All you need is your cover, which you already have, your manuscript, which you also already have, and then it'll just ask you for some really basic information, just essentially what your book is about, what reviewers should know when they go to read your book. So you can see here, I wrote this book to help nursing students. It's mnemonics and coloring. So just very, very basic information about what your book is about to help the reviewer understand kind of what they're getting into. Once you do those things, you can upload your book. It'll go live on their system. Then you have to go and you have to read other books. So the way that works is you go to Reader here. Then you click Find Book. I always do free. And then you're going to just download one of these books. And you can see this orange number here is how many points you're going to earn for reviewing the book. So I typically go through, find a book that either I'm interested in, or maybe it's going to give me a lot of points. And I'll go ahead and I'll download that book. I will read it, and then I will write a review. You can use AI to help you with this. However, again, Amazon is tracking their reviews more than ever. And your review will get flagged on Amazon if they think it's AI generated. And then Pubbie will in turn not give you the points for that review. So if you're going to use AI to help you, I definitely recommend you do it. It'll save you a lot of time, but just have AI give you a draft of what the review is, and then rewrite that review in your own words when you go on Amazon to leave your actual review. All right, that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful. As always, please like and comment if you like this series and want me to continue. If you have questions or want one-on-one help, you can always reach out to me on the free school community. The link is in the description, and I'll see you in the next video.